Let's bring to the stage one of the data scientists at Misfits, Wallace Wu. Put your hands together for Wallace Wu.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Wallace. It's very honored to be here to talk about data. So my job in Misfit is actually on both software and data. So we have a data analytics team working in both science, which includes signal processing and also the data analytics, user behavior research. So we also work on software products. So I'm gonna be here to talk about how we actually develop a product, introduce the company a little bit, and then what's our goal ultimately in this wearable future. So Misfit is founded by Sunny Wu, John Scully, Sridhar back in 2011. So it's we have 4 offices in worldwide. So our data team is located in Ho Chi Minh City. So we do various signal processing and data analytics job over there. So this is our first product, Mistfit Shine. So the difference between Misfit and the other companies that we are focusing on how we actually make people like to wear the product first by not pursuing functionalities, but by pursuing the desirability. For example, for female users and non-techy users. So as you guys can see, Shine is very different. It's simple, and then we're trying to make people wear them more first. So this is another photo of the Shine. We also develop accessories and different colors for different categories of users. So a little bit story to share here. So in the US, North America, so the most popular color is jet black, which is the second color from the left. And then in Asia, the most popular color is actually champagne, which is called as a golden color in Asia. So it's a different culture influence over there. And second product is the Flash. So it's the same product with the same functionality, sleep, activity monitoring, but the lower price tag, so allow more people to use. And we also do some trials on smart home products. Misfit Bolt, it's a smart light bulb with a full color range, and it's a Bluetooth control. So as you guys can see from the video that we made, we are focusing on just making people wear them more. So one of the feature that we try to develop for the product is that focus on wearability to make sure people can wear them very easily. So we also developed Mistfit Link. As the wearable industry pursues, so people focus on less on the activity tracking, and they're more focusing on what they like to do with their products. So Link is a product that we make, and so it's focused on control and integrating with multiple services. So you can use the Link to do not just activity tracking, but also control the bulb directly, and then also control the music, so that we work with Spotify, and also send Yo messages by just hitting the button on your wrist, and then also do the slides if you're in the business meetings. So one of the most popular features that we develop is the selfie feature, allow people to take selfie without having to make just push the button on the wrist. So that's the feature that our female users like the best. So, so we also develop software. So my team works on all the apps and the services. We have a data backend to do data analytics and also to support the software features. So in order to broadcast the Misfit to the to a broader audience, so right now the wearable industry is cranking up by Apple Watches and multiple companies' effort, but it's still kind of niche product for majority public to get to know of. So what we do is to work with partnerships as well. I'll just go through this very quickly. We work with Coca-Cola, we work with Apple.
Touchdown every morning, 10 times, not just.
So we also work with Victoria's Secret, and this is the video that they make. As you guys can see, we work very hard to let people know that increase the desirability for people to wear the device. Although the Angels, they don't need to wear activity tracker to keep them fit. So so that's the Victoria's Secret Shines, and we also work with Swarovskis. We make jewelry activity trackers. So and with different accessories as well. So our female users can actually use them in a multiple way. This is our solar energy Swarovski Shine. So where want to go in this product is to make the product without having to recharge or change the battery. This is a little bit video here. All right, so we also work with Speedo Shine, which is the swimming shine for people. It's waterproof down to 50 meters and allow people to swim. And we actually use the data by working with the Speedo to develop auto swimming tracking. So there are a lot of data work over there and signal processing. We can talk about it later. Speedo Shine, and then we launched the Shine 2. Which is just published last month. So relevant topic for this conference. What do we do here? We like wearable device. People like to use it, but one of the common problems that we observe is that people tend to use it for a short period of time just because of their curiosities. And then they will find out, well, it only tracks my activity and doesn't do too much. Or because it doesn't create impact to my life. So where people just stop using it for a while. So the industry analysis is that when a new user gets to use the activity tracker, they will stop using after 3 months for various reasons. So if you guys look at the wearable industries, we have the left part is the typical wearable space. People tend to think wearable as activity trackers, and then GPS, running watch, and also medical devices wearing on patient's body. And now we're entering the new era of the wearable device, which has a broader audience, and people have strong requirements in the more specific part of the life, where has payment that Apple Watch and the various products does, and also have safe feature, and also with identities. So let's see some product that does various functions on the wearable device. So this is the product that's NIMI Band. It's a product that analyzes your ECG data by performing identity. So we have a problem with wearable device that create a lot of false positives. So if your band holds identity data by yourself, but people can easily take it and then use it if it contains your payment data, or credit card, right? So then people can take the Apple Watch and then use it somewhere else, and then thus you lose the money. So NIMI Band uses the ECG data that connects to your health information, and also, so they are quite successful over there. So we also have Disney Magic Band. So it works on premises with Disney Park, and it creates a tighter use case with a Disney customer. So and the goal of the band is that when you enter the park, you don't have to actually have the whole ticket, but you can enjoy the various services. You can find that in many Disney parks in the US at this moment. Of course, Apple Watch, so you can do payment. And also Philip, it's the safety watch, so kids can press the button to raise alarm when they feel they're in danger. And Flash that with a control feature, control various services and products. So all of these products, their intention is to help user with part of their life to achieve part of the goal, right? So making payments, protect their safety, or enjoying the amusement park without having to worry about losing their ticket or buying some stuff in advance. But as a wearable product, the first problem we need to solve is actually how to make people feel like we want to wear them. So in Misfit, we conclude that into 3 factors. The one is fashion. People want to look good when they wear it. People don't want to feel painful or uncomfortable when they wear it. And also, people want the product to use for a very, very long time without having to worry about it's turned off. So this is the functional triangle that we built up to endure the ultimate wearable wearing experience. So in the first part of the talk, so we talked about how all of the partnerships and how all of the appearance work that we did in Misfit is all about the power. It's all about the comfortness and the fashion part of it. And Misfit, we also work on the power. So all of the Misfit product, our goal is to make the product works in at least 4 to 6 months. And this is the work that we do with the power. So we look into battery density, and we optimize the power management by optimizing the algorithms and the chips, and also select the chips and the components with a high power efficiency, and look into the power generation, which is the solar energy powered products. And we also do user study with charging experience, see how people like to charge, under what circumstances, and as well as what they don't want to charge. So one of the interesting experience of the charging, one of the cool story of the charging experience is we did a user survey. We asked several users who uses the product, and among them, there are a few users that actually don't put the battery into the product. So they just wear it without having a battery. So then we asked them the question, why don't you use the battery, right? So, and then they said, oh, do I need to use the battery? And yes, because you need to do activity tracking, and then you track your sleep. Oh, I didn't know that. Then why do you use it? Well, it looks good on me, so I just want to wear it as a part of a gadget. So that most of that answer come from our female users, and it's a very interesting topic for us to explore, and it was actually quite surprising to us in the beginning as well. So in Misfit, we also have a famous test that we always try to conduct every time we develop our product. It's called turnaround test. So imagining you are coming to work from home, and you are driving on the highway. You're almost there, and then you realize something, you left something at home. What kind of object that you would want to turn back to get them, even you are very close to the work? Cell phone, very likely, and keys. I think probably without that you probably can get to the office or unlock your drawers. And wallet, without that you probably don't get your lunch. And then what else? Activity tracker? I guess not, right? So the worst case is that you probably lose 1 day of your activities, but who cares? Or sleep. So how do we solve the problem as a wearable product company to actually let people to use it? This is the fundamental question that we ask many times. So right now, the reality is the product actually isn't that useful. So how do we make sure people actually use it? So we come up with a hack. So let the product to be everywhere. What does that mean? So it's not everywhere in every places that you've been, but what we're trying to do is to make the product, once they're on your body, we try to make people to feel the product is actually part of your body. It's invisible, it's unintrusive, and it's comfortable, and looks good on you. So let's look at the fog behavior model. This is the list of products that we conducted and categorized them. So we categorize them with x-axis of easy to use, and also the motivation. Sometimes means how much reward you will get, or you will not to use, how much punishment you will not to use by not using the product. So as you guys can see, wallet, phone, your pens, and keychain. Pens is also categorized as a wearable product to us. So, and also eyeglasses is is high up there, and it's what people will most likely to use every day. And your glucose meter and your digital watch is somewhat, people tend not to care about that much. And then there is a motivation chart and easy to use. And by our conclusion, we think at this moment, easy to use is what we should care about, because the reward that for people to use the product is not there yet. So this is our thesis. Now we have a product that captures people's motion and data by staying on their body, so that it produces data that continuously. And with the development of mobile internet, we can actually send that data back to the cloud. But it's not good if people don't use it, because you don't generate data. So how do we make people to start using it? For the IoT industry, the detection of the data is limited by the mobility and the accuracies, because it's off from your body and it doesn't move, just like your camera, right? So with the camera, it only detects when you are in the lens and in the viewport. But for wearables, it's limited by wearability. Again, how to let people to use them as much as they can. So this is our dream. We want to make a product to have people wear all the time by a lot of people, and they use it all the time as well. This is our goal. So we don't tend to develop product that has very accurate and it tracks your sleep, heart rate, and a lot of your health information. But we will do that after we achieve this goal. This is our first goal. And we do this by enduring wearing experience and also make it much as easy as we can for people to use. With that, we can generate better data, and so we can do more. As all of the fancy analysis and people are always dreaming about on this conference. I've seen a lot of good story about food and also a lot of a good story from the other companies. So I think this is also part of a goal. But right now we are solving very basic questions. So this is the 5 categories that we conclude for for people to actually think about how they want to wear it. We conclude them into fashion and comfortness and how people actually value the brand from the product. That's like if it is a random activity tracker, it is an activity tracker from your from your favorite brand, like a Michael Kors, right? Do you want to buy a random watch on the street, or do you want to get to a Michael Kors watch? And then additional functions is actually down on the list, and then data. So how much steps does you take, and sleep. How much do you sleep well? So this is the prioritized list, and the appearance and is high up there, and that's why we categorize the desirabilities. So this is all the consequences that we conclude from the user study. Okay, so now let's get back to the data for a little bit in terms of how do you do activity tracking. So we talked a lot about how do we make sure. Okay, right. Sorry. So how do we make sure the people start to using it, and then we in Misfit we also developed the algorithms that how do we actually track the sleep and track the activities. So we work with the quantity, intensity, and the quality, and also we try to solve the problem about how to do their self-quantization and how to compare it with the other users' behavior. So we do this by correlating activities and also minimizing power consumption by all of the effort that we have been done for the previously by finding the best component that consume the minimum power and optimizing the algorithms. So and also how do we make sure it's small enough for people to wear, and how do we make sure it actually tracks your activity without knowing the context that users is in, and all sort of problem like that. And I think we are all of time. So this is this is most of the introduction that I want to give, and thanks for listening to my talk. Thank you.